What's good, Commanders fans? I'm gonna make this video quick. It is late, and this news came out pretty late as well. This is Nikki Javala had this first. She said, veteran wide receiver Martavis Bryant is scheduled to work out for the Commanders on Wednesday per source. So we'll see how this goes. Of course, we know Martavis Bryant mostly for the Steelers. The last time he really made big plays was when Big Ben was the quarterback, and I think Antonio Brown was still on the roster. I mean, that's just how long ago that Martavis Bryant made impactful plays. He had 5 seasons in the league, but 2016 he was suspended for the whole season. You look in 2015, he had 765 yards off of 50 catches for 6 touchdowns. His rookie season, he had 8 touchdowns, 549 yards and 26 catches. So this guy, he really knew how to find the end zone and made a lot of big plays. His longest catch in 2014 was a 94-yard catch. His longest catch in 2015 was an 88-yard catch. 54% catch percentage rate, which is pretty darn good as well. And then when he came back in 2017, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played in 15 games, 8 starts, 603 yards coming off a suspension. So he wasn't able to stay off the reefer. Now, it's not really, they don't suspend guys for that now. And then he was traded to the Raiders in 2018, played in 8 games and had 266 yards and no touchdowns. So just looking at some of the interviews that he had back in the day, there's one interview I'm reading. So yeah, he was suspended 1 season due to multiple violations of the league's recreational drug policy when he was 25 years old. And then he was living in a temporary townhome in Henderson, Nevada. He has learned to live without Mary Jane, and he's worked out like never before. He looked forward to the day where he can begin proving that he is a changed man. So that was basically, he talked about guys like Josh Gordon that was suspended, and Justin Blackman, Johnny Manziel, guys like that, or just didn't pan out because of recreational use or whatever, stuff like that. But look at it, he was on the Cowboys. Like they signed him, he was on the practice squad, and then released him on January 4th, 2024. Then he was signed to a reserve future contract on January 17th, and they just released him last week. Then he also played in the XFL for the Vegas Vipers. He was the 5th pick in the 2023 XFL Skills Players draft, but he played in 8 games, starting in 6 games, and he had a whopping 14 catches for 154 yards. So he didn't do much in the XFL either, which is concerning. You look at our guy, Calvin Harmon, he was balling in the XFL. He actually just got injured, but just bring him up. He actually played in Martavis actually played in the CFL as well, but he was released by the Elks on May 3rd. Then he was recruited by the FCF Beasts as well. Then he played for the Massachusetts Pirates in the Indoor Football League. So he's been in every league that you can think of, the CFL, XFL, Flag Football League. He's played in basically every league you can think of. Joke about the Flag Football League. But he played for the Toronto Argonauts as well. He's placed on the suspended list in July 2021 after failing to report to training camp. That was in 2021. He never ended up playing for the Argonauts. And after that season, he was released on December 23rd, 2021. So he has a lot of things going on. We'll see. I wouldn't get my hopes up with Martavis Bryant, honestly, but he's a speedster. He's a guy that can really stretch the field and put a lot of pressure on the defense if he still has that blazing speed that he had in 2017, 2014, 2015, playing with Big Ben Roethlisberger. So, I mean, we'll see. He had a rushing touchdown also in 2015 as well. So, I mean, maybe his best days are long gone and past him. Let me see. How old is he now? He was a 4th-round pick. He was traded for a 3rd-round pick to the Raiders. He is 32 years old. So he's up there, 6'4", 210. He would be the tallest receiver on the team for sure. I heard Luke McCaffrey had a good day today. He cooked Chiggy from Colorado State for a 30-yard catch in practice today. But that is just practice. And also Martavis Bryant went to Clemson as well, where he had a darn good career at Clemson. But yeah, I mean, you look at the roster. Can he beat out De'Ami Brown? Are they really bringing him in for a reason to really make the roster? What's the reason for them to bring him in for a workout and they're not bringing it off? We'll see if they bring in offensive linemen to bring in some more competition and some more depth. What's really the reason? Because they have a lot of bodies. They already have Tinsley. They have Bryson Tremaine, who had a good practice today, who had a good rookie minicamp, had a good preseason last year. They have Mitchell Tinsley, who played well in preseason, who made the roster last year. They have Rosemary-Jacksaint, who made a heck of a catch. So is there really a need to bring in an extra body? And personally, I don't really think there's really a need to bring in an extra body unless you really have a plan for him to make the roster. I think they have enough bodies and so-called camp bodies, honestly. Rosemary Jackson is going to be competitive. Like I said, Mitchell Tinsley competitive. Bryson Tremaine competitive. Even Dax Milne. Dax Milne's on the roster if you really just want a body or a camp body. So are they bringing Martavis Bryant in to really compete and make this roster? We'll see. They have Alameda Zacchaeus. So I already said who I think is going to make the roster. I think it's going to be Terry, obviously, Jahan, then Luke. Jameson Crowder's going to make it for punt returning purposes because he's the only guy that can make something happen back there as a punt returner. Dax Milne certainly can't do it. And then, like I said, so Terry, Jahan, Luke, Jameson Crowder, Olamide Zacchaeus, that's 5. And then if Diami doesn't make it, I was saying either Rosemary Jackson or Mitchell Tinsley makes it with 6 receivers, because the Niners, you look at it last year with Adam Peters, they kept 6 and not 7. So if you keep 6 and you keep either Rosemary or Mitchell over Diami, or now you keep Martavis Bryant over Diami, Diami might be the odd man out. It could shake out that way, or they just bring in Martavis Bryant in for a couple practices and training camp, preseason. He just doesn't make the roster, or he could be on the practice squad. That could be the end result with Martavis Bryant. But it's interesting, man. It is interesting, man. He has some speed to him, man. If he can stay focused on football for sure, then hey, who knows? I mean, Josh Gordon, they kept bringing him back into the league, and he never really panned out to be what he was before. So it could just be the case of that too. So we'll see. It's an interesting move. They're working him out. We'll see. He may not even make the roster after the workout. He may not even make the practice team after the workout. We'll see. So doing their due diligence. I like the aggressiveness of Adam Peters, but I do want to see some more offensive linemen being brought in for workouts as well. But, Brandon Coleman, we'll see what happens with him, and same thing with Cornelius Lucas in that competition. But, we'll see. We'll see. Martavis Bryant, let me see. He during the process, he made a touchdown catch January 9th, 2016 against the Bengals, where he made a great catch for a touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, he's done some really good things in the league. But like I said, it was years ago, like 2015, 16, 17. So we'll see what happens. All right, you guys. You guys let me know what you guys think about him having a workout. Is it something or is it nothing? Health Commanders. Peace.